What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Club and Country. This is episode number 47, and today we have 3 more games with St Johnstone against West Brom at home, Chelsea away, and West Ham at home as well. We might possibly get time to squeeze in a Southampton game away at St Mary's too, if we're quick enough, but considering it's me we're talking about here, that's highly unlikely. But there's also a monthly scouting update from Jack as well. I'm going to start today's episode off with that scouting update, so let's see what Jack's got us from another month's worth of scouting. So a great start as well, because Alistair Taylor looks pretty decent after 2 months. We'll put him in our academy, and Lucas Smith doesn't look too bad either. So a good start from Jack here. I'm liking this a lot. Ian Stewart, however, probably not good enough. Barry Young, yeah, maybe, but probably not. Gordon McCall could be, only one for a scout. I know Gordon McKinley can go. Rory McKeith can go. We're looking for the creme de la creme as per normal. They can go. And so can Rob Robertson, which to be fair is a pretty decent name. His overall is actually not that bad, so we'll keep him in the scout report, but he probably won't make the cut. So pretty decent from Jack there though. 2 more players to our academy, and we'll take it. Alright guys, so a quick update. We are going to play the Southampton game as well as the West Ham and Chelsea games, because I just played the game against West Brom, and some of you guys say I talk too much. Well, I'll be honest here, there was nothing to talk about in that game. It was absolutely terrible. And for those who watched Saving Bray last year, that was the snooze fest at the Hawthorns in one of those episodes. That was the snooze fest at McDermott Park. For some reason, West Brom on FIFA don't seem to want to score goals. It was a terrible game. But anyway, it finished 0-0, and we're moving to the first game of today's episode against Chelsea away at Stamford Bridge, and hopefully a much better game against Conte's men and some highlight-worthy moments. Alright guys, I gotta be honest here, I left out the West Brom game for a very good reason. There was nothing to show you, there were no chances, not even half-hearted efforts in the entire game. And I hate to say this, but I might have to leave out the Chelsea game as well, because once more, there has been literally nothing going on. No half-hearted efforts, no shots on goal. I mean, it's just been terrible. As the second half begins, maybe a chance straight away. Duncan Smith towards Shane Gray, down the left-hand side, meant to aim out in the middle. It's cleared away by Begovic, but it might drop to Duncan Smith. I'm just going to shoot, why not? And it's blocked by Matic. I mean, that sums it all up. I can't even get a shot to go inside the penalty area. Oh, Tony Watt is through, and Begovic makes the save. Oh my word, what happened there? Still 0-0, but finally, there's been a shot on target tonight. Come on. Alright, Duncan Smith just won a free kick, so maybe another shot on target right now. 8 minutes after the restart, as we really try and impose ourselves on this game in the second half. Smith standing over it. He scored a weldy against Arsenal at McDermott Park, but I only ever scored like 1 free kick a season, so I let Smith take it anyway and see what he can do. Try and curl it into the top corner. Wall jump way too early, and Smith drags it wide of the post. Still, you're now seeing 2 shots in 5 minutes, so game's picking up a little bit. This is like the polar opposite of what happened in the last episode though. Do you know what I mean? Like in the last episode, we had 2 extraordinary games against Leicester and United. We battled back from 2 goals down to score a stoppage time equaliser at home against Claudio Ranieri and his Leicester team. And then in the second game, one of the most unbelievable games of FIFA I've genuinely ever played offline against United. 4-1 away at Old Trafford, 2 men getting sent off. But in this episode here, to start the episode off, as things stand right now, 2 very poor 0-0 draws. But here is Angbang going for goal, blocked by Patterson, who clears it away. Still goalless in this one, and I'll take 2 clean sheets in a row, no doubt about it, especially with one game being away at Stamford Bridge, but still, I want action to show you guys. And here is Willian on the ball for Chelsea, who have done nothing all game long, but now the Brazilian on the ball goes down this right-hand side. Does he want to cross the way to the middle? Yes, he does, and the Nemanja Matic right on cue fires Chelsea in front, and maybe this is the game where our undefeated streak will end. Willian cuts inside, drills it in, Barry beaten to the ball by Matic, and it's the Serbian who opens the scoring. 71 minutes in, we see a goal, but sadly not for the Sainties. 1-0 Chelsea, but in a way, I'm kind of just glad to see the ball hit the back of the net for once. Here is Hazard for Chelsea, tackled by Easton off the bench, and maybe now a chance later on for us to possibly grab an equalising goal. Hamilton through towards his man Chris Kane, who's just come off the bench, and he's through here as well, Chris Kane, and Cahill won't catch up. Oh, what a tackle that was. No, oh my word, the referee's given a penalty. St Johnstone are cashing in all their good karma this season after a season of injuries last year. Gary Cahill won the ball first, or actually did he win the man? Well, actually I'm not too sure. That might have actually been the correct decision from the referee there. In in real time, I thought Cahill won the ball first, but on the replay, it seems like he took his man down first. But anyway, it's a penalty to the Sainties. The game sparking into life late on, and Tony Watt, our top scorer, could put us back on level terms. I'm going to the left-hand side, and Begovic is sent the wrong way. Tony Watt's fantastic start to the season continues. It's 8 goals in the Premier League for the former Charlton striker, and it's Chelsea 1, St Johnstone 1. Did we get some luck? Not entirely sure, but I'll take it anyway. It's 1-1. Come on. Can one of these sides win the game later on? Murray Davison towards Ewan McDonald here, holds off his man and rolls it through towards Tony Watt, our goal scorer. And Watt against Cahill, gets inside, and it's still Tony Watt, tackled in my job to someone in the area. Chris Kane hits the post. Oh, I don't believe it. In stoppage time, Chris Kane hits the post, and it's cleared by Azpilicueta. Still 1-1. So unfortunate. And there is the final whistle at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea thought they won the game late on with Matic, but Tony Watt converts a penalty, which Chris Kane off the bench won with 10 minutes to go to give us a point. The undefeated streak is now extended to 11 games, and I'll take this as a very solid point, a good result for us. And with Chris Kane hitting the post in stoppage time, this could have been another massive scalp this season in a game where I thought we played better. But either way, 1-1 the final score. We'll take the positive point. Not a bad result at all. And look at Macca on Christmas Day, firing me off an email. His missus must have overcooked the roast, that's why he's in a bit of a huff. And he says, I was expecting a bigger role at the club as was offered to me when I signed for you. So far, I've not been given the chance to perform that role. I mean, seriously, mate, you told us you're retiring come the end of the year. I've put you on the pitch a few times this season. You scored a couple of goals, including one away at Anfield. What are you complaining for? Okay, so second play game of today's episode. I've just released a youth goalkeeper who wanted to terminate his contract and his potential isn't the best. We take on West Ham here in Scotland, and through 16 games we have 30 points and sit in third place, and a win today could take us top of the table. So a big game here against Slaven Bilic and his Payet-less Hammers. Can we get the win? Let's hope so. Come on, the Sainties. And you may have noticed as well, Kirk Taylor is at left back for Kieran Tierney. Tierney was suspended in the first game against West Brom, so I handed the 17-year-old left back his debut against the Baggies, and he actually played really well, and to be honest was probably man of the match in that game. So once more in front of the home crowd here in Scotland, he gets the nod ahead of Kieran Tierney, and we'll see what he can do. Valencia to Kayate, and Valencia through towards Lanzini. Oh, well, what a goal that is from Manuel Lanzini. And we are 11 games undefeated. But if that's the goal that ends the streak, then fair enough. What a strike. Patient build-up from West Ham, and Manuel Lanzini takes aim from just outside the area, and Logan Reed has literally no chance. Great goal from the number 10, his 6th of the year. West Ham into an early lead, and what a goal that was. Come on, free kick to St Johnstone just before the break here. Chance to get back on level terms. Rob Hamilton will take it. Drills one into the middle, and Patterson's header goes just wide of the post. One constant theme of this series throughout has been the fact we don't really have too many players of high stamina, and therefore when a few games come round in quick succession, we tend to totally lose it because we just can't cope with the demand, and that's what's happening right now as we struggle here against West Ham. But here's Tony Watt inside the area, cutting inside and keeps on going. It's still Tony Watt who fires the ball in off the crossbar and puts St Johnstone back on level terms. 9 goals in the season so far for Tony Watt, and we draw level just before the hour mark. I wanted Griffiths in the summer. I am so glad I settled on this guy instead. He's on fire, and it's 1-1. And there is the full-time whistle. Back-to-back 1-1 draws against West Ham and Chelsea, and now 3 draws in a row. But we're looking at the positives. Despite 3 games without a win, we've now got our undefeated streak extended to 12 games. And Tony Watt continues to score goals as well. 1-1 the final score. We'll take the draw. Not a bad point again. Once again, though, I felt we were the better side, but still we remain positive. The point's not bad, and we'll take it. And just before we move into the third game of today's episode, Shane Nicholson, a youth team goalkeeper, wants to terminate his contract, and unlike Malcolm Anderson, he has better potential. So even though we have some good goalkeepers here already, I think we'll give him a contract regardless and get him into our first team just to make sure he doesn't leave. So a contract for Shane Nicholson, and hopefully he'll accept it. Okay, so 3 is the magic number for game number 3 today as we take on Southampton. So far we are sitting in position number 3, and Southampton, our opponent, have only got 3 wins all season long. So hopefully we'll get the 3 points and a big win here at St Mary's as we close out the first half of the season. I'm not really expecting much from this game. Hopefully it will extend the undefeated streak, but I've got to rest all my players due to the fact, as I discussed against West Ham, we have such bad stamina problems in this team, and this game comes just 2 days after that draw against West Ham. So I'll hope for the best. We've got Patterson playing, to be fair, and Tierney's back in the team. Logan Reed still in goal, and Oliver Burke too, first game back since injury, but not predicting a lot. But Murray Davison tries his luck from range, first shot over the bar, still 0-0. Harrison Reed towards Gardo _ and he'll play it through towards Charlie Austin. Do you know, I love the fact that some of you guys still know what that's in reference to. I love it when I say something like a reference or a throwback to an old series I've done and you guys know where it's from. It's amazing. But still, here's Tosun on the ball and Southampton try and get the first chance of the game. Diaz through towards Pizarro, inside towards Austin. There's Callum Patterson though, one of the few starters from our usual first 11 today as we get a counter-attack started down left-hand side. Wolfspoon on the ball, has Kane with him, keeps on going. I'll try and feed it inside towards Chris Kane, and what a ball that is, and Kane is through and forced to deny him what should have been a first goal of the game. Great chance there, and the finish was really, really poor, but from the corner it's clear and it's still 0-0. Here's Diaz on the ball for the Saints, finding his man Pizarro, and Pizarro comes inside to shoot, and Logan Reed has to tip it over the bar. Corner to St Johnstone, just 2 minutes after the restart. Wolverspoon to take it, whips it into the middle, and out gets Mackay off the bench, and Forster has to make a very good save, and Virgil van Dijk does very well to keep the ball in play. Still 0-0, and despite fielding a weakened team, we've been the stronger side here at St Mary's as we go in search of the first goal. Come on. Here's Charlie Austin from Southampton running through one-on-one, and Charlie Austin fires the Saints in front, and for the 3rd game in a row, we trail on the hour mark with Austin firing the ball in. I don't know what happened there. It was such an easy build-up, but it was just, I don't even know what to say, really. It was just a weird type of finish. Like, he sort of, like, scooped the ball over Logan Reed with the left foot and into the bottom corner. Still, Austin would have finished 1-0 to the Saints, and despite current form, it's not really a surprise with such a weak St Johnstone lineup out there, and this may be our first defeat in a very long time. Southampton 1, St Johnstone 0, and to be honest, I can't see us getting back in the game. And so there is the full-time whistle. Southampton 1, St Johnstone 0. It's our first loss in, was it 12 or 13 games? Well, a long time anyway, but sadly, the undefeated streak does end here. But I'm not one bit surprised. We fielded a very weak team for this game due to the stamina problems, and I'm still pretty proud of the undefeated run we had, and we're still in the top 4, 18 games in. So it's a loss, it's a bit of a shame, but it's not really as bad as it possibly could have been. Wait, what? It's not as bad as it could have been? We lost the game, and we barely created anything. I don't know what I even meant by that, but anyway, final score. What? That doesn't make any sense. Final score, Southampton 1, St Johnstone 0. I guess what I mean is it could have been a worse loss, not just by a goal to 0. Southampton were the better team. I don't even know. I've got no idea what I'm talking about. 1-0 the final score, though. And I guess as we end the episode off, it's a weird way of ending the episode because, like, don't get me wrong, it is a loss and it's a bit of a shame. But, you know, we're still in the top 4. You know, we're still playing really, really well this season. Our form's still good. But also on the flip side, we've only won 1 of our last 6 games. And it's now no wins in 4 games. So it's a bit of a weird way to end the episode as the January transfer window is now opened. So as we enter January, this sad league table will extend 18 games into any episode. We sit in 3rd place with 31 points. And through 18 games, 8 wins, 7 draws and 3 defeats. Yeah, a couple games in there I've been quite disappointed about. But it's still not been a bad first half of the season. So that will end today's episode of Club and Country, guys. So a big thank you for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed today's episode of C&C, then please do leave a like, as likes are of course very much appreciated and they really help the channel grow as well. Much love to you all. Have a great evening and I'll see you for the next episode of Club and Country with the first part of the January transfer window very soon.